So we started on the welding skid. That's not it. That's just, I did some practice pipe welding the other day. I haven't picked it up. I got everything cut, but I need to get it moved up here to the stick welder so I can get everything welded up. It won't be completely done in one day like I was hoping. I got to do some measuring on some acetylene tanks to see how wide the base of them is, so that way I can build the rack. So this will be like a couple day project, and then we'll paint it, and then we'll set that bad boy on there. I'll probably set that bad boy on there today to see how it's all gonna fit, and then we'll build like the rack tomorrow night or something. So stay tuned for that. We're getting a cold start. The skid steer hasn't been started since after our big cold snap of -6. So here we go. Outside. Trailer tires a little bit low, but it's good stuff in there. There's the skid. Like I said, it wasn't gonna be nothing too special. It's just gonna be a simple design. Welder's gonna sit from the angle iron over, and then this here's gonna be 2 torch, your acetylene oxygen. As soon as I figure out the dimensions of those, and I'm gonna build. Hopefully, if I have enough room, I'm going to put a toolbox on the front. I got to thinking, if I put the toolbox in the back, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to get to. Put it in the front, and then put my hoses, and then put a pole right here, and then be able to wrap my hose up on the side here. That way everything's pretty accessible. You just have to reach up and turn all of the valves. But we're going to get the welding on this thing. I'm going to use the miller. I tacked it all together with my Hobart. That way I could get it all perfectly aligned, and then I'll be able to start welding everything. And won't be no big deal. I think I'm going to use some 1/8 inch on this. I may use some 3/32 on this smaller stuff right here, but I'll probably use 1/8 inch on everything else. That way it gets really good and deep. So let's get to welding and see what happens. As you can tell, the ground has unthawed once again, so it's going to be a nice sloppy mess up here in the yard trying to weld anything. But yep, we'll get it done, get her all welded up, and we'll be ready to rock. So catch y'all here in a little bit. Some stuff I had to do, and I got kind of cut short on this day, but so the thing of it is I messed up on it. I didn't measure something correctly, and the back of it is sticking out too far to where the bolts don't hit that piece of H. It hits the front, but it don't hit the back. So I'm gonna just cut some small pieces of that and put on the back and weld those on the back. Trying to think that completely through. I'm hoping that'll work, but what I'll do is weld the tabs. I'll weld them like this, turn this way, and then I'll just take and do a straight weld between do like a butt weld on it, so that way they don't flex or bend or anything, because this thing does need to be bolted down, because I moved it with a skid loader and it moved around on the skid a little bit, so I need to make sure this thing is bolted down. Some things is the torches. I'm hoping only take up like that much room, and then I'm gonna build like a small little aluminum toolbox. It's probably about that tall to put all my leads and my grinder and stuff, and I'm gonna have it where I can hang everything in there and have a locking lid. Keep a good man honest. So yeah, that's kind of the, I did screw up a little bit. And then I wasn't even paying attention, and my H channel on that side's turned inward, and this one's turned outward. So that kind of looks a little dumb, but, you know, I don't know why I didn't check that, but I was more worried about making sure that my pieces were spaced out perfectly. So, got some little things got to do to it, and then we're going to finish it up, paint her blue. She's going to look nice when I'm done. It's a little heavy for old potato here. I'm going to have to probably use the big skid loader to load. Once I get all the tanks and the toolbox and all the crap on there, I'll probably use the big skid steer to load it. But, yeah. So this will be a couple day project, so I'm going to just add some little clips in as we go. So anyhow, we'll catch y'all a little later. So I haven't touched this thing in like a week now, but I've got my piece here to fix my mess up. Back here, what I'll do, I'll show you real quick. As you can see, there's the hole. And you see your H channel here, this is nice and flush, real nice and neat. I'll take this and weld it like that on there, do a nice seam weld. And then on the other side, I'm going to do it, since it is on the rail, I'll just weld it like that on there. So yeah, that's a quick fix on that part of it. My tanks, I got it figured out. Half of it, or one tank will sit here and another tank will sit here. I'll have a small spot for a nice little toolbox here, nothing major toolbox wise. I may not even put one on here, I may just put tanks here. Then I'll have like a piece that comes up here that the tank straps to, and I'll put a strap all the way around all that. Then I'll put a hose reeler here to put all my hoses on the front. Leads are all those dense connect plugs, so I don't have to worry about that crap. I just throw it in the toolbox, so I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, it's rained the last like couple days, so I ain't had time to work on it. But that piece there is all I gotta do is just cut it in half, and that should fix my mess up there. So we'll hopefully get back to this. I'm hoping tomorrow night, but we'll see what happens. So anyhow, please comment, subscribe. We'll catch y'all a little later. So we got the miller off the skid, and I'm watching it rain, but we're kind of working on it a little bit here. Taking the old decals off because, well, they've curled up and it kind of looks nasty. So I'm gonna scrape them off with this little scraper and use some goof off to take this crap here off, which is just the old backing off the decal. But as you can tell, it's curled up and falling off, and I want this to look halfway decent, so I'm going to at least change the back decals off. It's got some little rust spots in it, but I ain't going to worry about that too much. But yeah, just taking the old decals off and getting it cleaned up. So hopefully this week I can get this baby finished up and put on the skid. So stay tuned. We'll catch y'all a little later. So this is a couple days after I did my video taking the decals off. I'm back up here trying to get some metal cut. Well, I got like a little bit of slack in the rain for just a little bit to get things cut. And now it's about 30-some degrees and the wind's blowing because we're on top of a big freaking hill, as you can tell. So I had to take a break for just a minute, get out of the daggone wind for about 5 minutes, and then I'll be able to go out there and finish this up. And tomorrow we're supposed to have some sunshine, so I should have this thing finished by then, everything welded. I don't know, I may attempt trying to warm up by welding everything, I don't know yet. We'll see what happens, see how I feel when I get all this thing, everything cut and ready to go for it, and hopefully we'll have some progression pretty good here in the next couple of minutes. So catch y'all here in a little bit. Last night's nice and cold adventure led me to get everything cut. I've now got this side here tacked on. Got those two pieces tacked on. We're getting ready to start putting the tank strap areas, and then we're going to put on the hose caddy thing on here. So I want to try to set you up somewhere here and get some video, some welding, because I need to do some of that stuff. A lot of times I don't do a lot of action work while I'm building something because it does take a lot of time and kind of takes me a lot of concentration and thinking it out, and it may take me 3 or 4 tries to get something done. So what we're going to do, we're going to start tacking stuff together, and then I'll get some stuff welded after I get everything and make sure everything's ready to go. So we'll catch y'all here in a minute. So we've got the rack all painted up. I know I didn't get any video finishing welding it or anything. It's because it kind of was a pain to get everything finished on it. Got my mess up fixed. Got those two put on the back. Put my 2-piece angle there as my tank racks. Hose caddy, of course, this is laying on its side here. I had to paint the bottom of it. got that all done. Put those two in there for the tank supports. Gonna put the tanks on with 2 ratchet straps and probably 1 safety chain on it. So yeah, we'll be probably, I got everything painted tonight, so hopefully it'll dry tomorrow. Probably tomorrow afternoon I'll be ready to put the get the welder on it and possibly have the tanks tomorrow. So we should be able to wrap this project up tomorrow sometime. So my decals, I don't know if we've got them ordered yet or not, but I'll have to see where they're at so we can get that all finished up. And that should be the very last video, is the decals going on and everything getting wrapped up and cleaned up. So yeah, catch y'all a little later. So we're getting ready to set the Bobcat on the skid here. So anyhow, just a quick little update for today. Hopefully get this thing welded down. My decals did not get ordered, so it'll be a little while before I get those. I'll probably order those this afternoon later on. So yeah, let's set this thing on here. So a little help, it is sitting on the skid. I had to go get a marker. I'll mark the holes and I'll drill them out and I'll set this thing on there once and for all. So stay tuned. We got the Miller mounted on there. Just got to tighten the bolts up and then that'll be done. I'm gonna go order my decals tonight. Gonna possibly get the tanks next weekend, and we'll see how much room I've got left, and then I may mount like I've seen these at Tractor Supply. They're like these large ammo crates, and I think I could jam my leads and you know, chip and hammer, stuff like that in it. Or find a little bit bigger box and be able to mount it right there and just let it hang off back here, because there's plenty of support. If not, you know, got something there, I can make something, I don't know. May not put a toolbox, just may run it off of out of the truck boxes instead of on a toolbox on the skid. So anyhow, that's it on there. I'm tightening the bolts up and probably call her a day, so we'll catch y'all a little later. So I had some decals arrive. I ordered some American flag flames. Now I'm gonna put like a logo of some sort here. I don't know what, you know, I want to do there yet. I'm gonna put something there in front of it. I got some American Welder ones, the American flag in. I may put them in front of those flames. But the biggest thing that showed up today was these Miller Bobcat, the decals. Now I don't like how they were rolled up. I think that might become a pain in the butt, but they go way out with one of these squeegee deals. They sent this one here, and if you're looking for decals, there you go. I went on Amazon and got these. They're like 20 bucks for both of them, so that's pretty cheap. This has already been cleaned off because I put goof off all over it here not too long ago. When I cleaned them off, basically, yeah. So another problem I got is this door will not open, so I'm gonna have to do some dissecting on that here shortly. So I'm gonna get one of these on and I'll show you what it looks like. So hang on just a minute. So we got one of them on. They came on. They went on really nice. I kind of stick out more now that the paint is not. It's a little faded, but I think it make it look a lot better than those cracked up, crappy looking ones. That makes it look a lot better. So let's do the other side real quick, and then we'll have this little job here done. And yeah, I just got to get the last little bit of decals and probably touch some spots up. I'll get like a little paint pen and touch some spots up or here and there on the welder just to clean it up a little bit. Probably, may not, may leave it alone. So let's move to the other side, get it done, and I'll get back to you in a minute. So the same thing on this side. It looks pretty good. Like I said, I got some spots there that needs to be touched up. I might not mess with it because it'll throw the paint off, but wasn't going to repaint it. I just didn't have the time or patience to tear everything apart and repaint and everything. So that looks a lot better. Makes it look like it's, you know, been maintained and taken care of. The problem with the door over there is this tab right here is not completely coming off of that metal, so I'm going to have to do something with that. I got one more set of decals. I'll probably just end the video because I'm not going to get the tanks in time to finish this video completely up, but I'll wait till I got my other decals and get those done, and probably have it sitting in the back of the truck when I do my final video on it. So stay tuned for that. We'll catch y'all a little later. So we got everything on the skid and the bed of the truck to see how everything fits. Won't be getting the tanks for a little while longer. I'm getting the toolbox built right now. I'm building it at our my school where I go. I took it up there today and ran it on some 6013s. This thing, I just love this Miller. Skid works pretty good. I mean, it doesn't move around a lot. You can definitely tell it's in the truck because it is squatting pretty good. But yeah. So for the most part, this will be on the truck for a little while, and then I'll probably take it back out after I get the toolbox built and the tanks on it and everything. Then I'll put it back in with everything on it to see how much more weight it adds and how it rides. This thing does it rides a little bit rougher than what it is, but yeah. So that's the this welding skid build. I got one more set of decals I'm waiting on, but you know, no big deal there. Like I said, I'll probably do another overview once I'm done with it and put it on H&H Welding's channel, or my channel, me and my buddy's channel. H&H Welding, that's probably where the final video walk around of this rig will be. And yeah, so if you like the video, sorry about no action shots or anything. Just comment, rate, subscribe. We'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.